So here I've got an ounce of Afghani buds soaking in some frozen ethanol for 2 hours in the freezer. And what I'm going to do now is strain it and rinse it. So what I like to do is put this little mesh bag over the top. I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. All the way, holding it flush. And that way when I pour it, see how what I have here before I do that, let's show you. I have this as using Sam's whole process here, including the tincture process. See how he's got this mason jar, and then we've got a canning funnel on top of that for the paper coffee filter. You're supposed to use unbleached, but I didn't have any. Then we're just holding those in place with some clothespins so that the filter doesn't fall through. Then I put this mesh filter right up on top of that. Then I've got this mesh flush against the top, if I can show you, and then I just pour it through. And I let it, oops, you can't really see what I'm doing. I let it drain out, like that. And then the buds just fall right back in. So when I can rinse them, this is not a good one-handed thing. But, so when I pull this mesh off of here, all those spent buds are still in there, so I can give them another rinse. And then this is just gonna drain through this little mesh here, not very much going on in there, and in through the paper filter. Because I don't grind like everybody else says you're supposed to, it's a little easier for me to filter. I just break everything up into popcorn-sized buds when I decarb, and I leave them at that size, and they seem to work just fine. So I've actually got 2 different batches going on at once. So this is this one here is getting pretty close. So I'm gonna actually just pour the rinse through now. You can see how I can just squeeze it. And you just got the whole ounce basically in the palm of my hand. You just make little squeezes over and over again. And you never squeeze it all out at once. You have to just coax it out of the flour. You just keep going and going, little by little, and pretty soon there won't be any more to squeeze out. And I just leave these to drain. I keep my eye on this one because it's got about that much in there, and I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to overflow, but I've got another jar. If it gets up to the top here, I'll just transfer the filter over. But I think we're doing okay. We should have about 800 milliliters total in each jar of solution, which once it's completed its straining, then all it needs to do is be reduced. And so using Sam's calculations, which I find quite good as far as strength, each ounce of bud will be reduced down to 7 ounces of total dragon. Anyway, and it's not green, it's just that these, it looks green because the dragon is golden yellow colored, but these are cobalt blue mason jars. Just finishing its drain here, this last batch. I don't know if you can see this color. It looks like it's going to be a kind of a light amber honey colored tincture, and then whatever the extract I end up doing. But I'm not super worried about the potency because it is one sticky tincture. See, that's not very good. You can't really see here. Let's see if I can put it in this cap. You can kind of get it. It's very diluted. So that amber color is, I predict, is going to reduce down to a sort of a a honey color.